All right, court is calling 2018 CR 5502 and 2022 CR 5998. State versus Jalen Collins. Can I have parties announced for the record? State.
Andrew Salem.
Judge Amir Memory for Mr. Collins, it's 5993, I believe.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2022 CR 5993.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and are you Mr. Collins? All right, you'll need to make sure you speak up so that the court reporter can hear. Did you review the documents entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Jalen Michael Collins who was placed on community supervision in 2018 CR 5502 for the offense of deadly conduct discharging a firearm on April 19, 2023 for a term of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you not sure? Does he know what's going on?
Yes, Your Honor.
I just remember that was this was handled in June. June, September 20th.
All right, so it's saying here that you were placed on probation on April 19, 2023 for 8 years. Do you remember being placed on probation?
Yes.
Do you remember that being for deadly conduct discharge of a firearm?
Yes.
Do you remember that being in cause number 2018 CR 5502?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you remember being placed on probation on April 19, 2023 for 8 years for possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 4,200 grams?
Yes, ma'am.
And cause number 2022 CR 5993?
Yes.
All right, state, are you proceeding on the same allegations in each motion? All right, you may proceed.
Texas, the defendant Jalen Michael Collins did then and there failed to attend and provide verification of service support / Alcoholics Anonymous / Narcotics Anonymous meeting.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
I plead true.
All right, so let me ask you this. Do you understand what's going on here?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so if you've worked out an agreement with the state with the state, I don't have to follow that agreement because your contract is with the court. Do you understand? So you're pleading of true, I can send you to prison. Do you understand? So do you understand the violation that was read by the state's attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you pleading true to that or not true? All right, I'll let you all sit down so you, no. I'm gonna let you sit down so you can discuss things with the attorney so I can know that you are intelligently, voluntarily, and knowingly entering into your pleas are true or not true. So I'll let you do that with your attorney. All right, we're back on the record in 2022 CR 5993 and 2018 CR 5502 State versus Jalen Collins. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 18? Just 1 second. All right, let's go off the record. Was he previously revoked? Because I show that he's on deferred.
My understanding, they were both adjudicated, Judge.
All right.
Sorry, just 1 second, Judge.
All right, thank you. Now I see,
Judge and Jabini adjudicated him from deferred on both cases.
all right, and did he make his underlying 8 years in each case? Oh, yes, he did.
Yes, Judge.
All right, we're back on the record. So did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 18, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 8 years in the prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 18 true. Let's move on to cause number 2022 CR 5998. State, what allegation are you proceeding on?
In Bear County, Texas, the defendant Jalen Michael Collins did then and there fail to attend and provide verification of sober support / Alcoholics Anonymous / Narcotics Anonymous meetings for the month of January 2025 as directed, in violation of condition number 15.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Judge, on that case, it was 5993, not.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Just want to make
Thank
sure
you.
that it's clear.
So it's 2022 CR 5993. All right, to the violation of condition number 15, how do you plead? True or not true? State.
Waives the remaining violation allegations, Judge.
No objections.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 15, court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 8 years in the prison? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 15?
Yes,
Court will find violation of condition number 15 true. Is there proposed agreement?
There is not an agreement.
State, what are you requesting?
Amend conditions for SATIC followed by aftercare, more recombination therapy, and weekly reporting for 90 days, twice weekly DUAs for 90 days after completion of aftercare, enrollment in Project Quest, and residence in a sober living facility for a minimum of 1 year.
All right, and defense, what are you asking for?
Judge, Mr. Collins would like to address the court on a couple of issues, Judge.
Sure, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
my name is Mikael Collins. And,
Well,
Mikael Collins.
all right. So
I-
why are you not doing your sober support meetings?
I was doing my sober support meetings, ma'am.
Did you provide proof?
I did not provide proof, ma'am. I had gotten robbed from my paperwork. I got robbed from my paperwork and my phone. That is also why I wasn't able to get the hotline. I was homeless at the time of these, all this was happening when I first got out. And
Well, no, I mean, you've been on probation and I gave you deferred. And then there's a motion to revoke your probation. So this is is this his second motion to revoke or third motion to revoke?
Second, Judge.
All right, this is your second motion to revoke. And all of it is about you doing drug testing. It doesn't appear to the court that you are appropriate for probation.
I was still submitting drug tests for my probation officer after that, and I was passing my drug test.
Is this true?
Judge, I don't have any indication. The last drug test we have is March, well, that was a no-show. The last negative was January.
Yes.
In January, I was reporting, and I was still taking my drug test. The hotline, my phone and my paperwork had gotten stolen multiple times.
Mhm.
And that is why I didn't report to the hotline. I talked to my probation officer about this. We communicated about this, and also me trying to get myself back on my feet at the time and
Mhm.
having to report to the hotline and take a drug test, a drug test every week plus a random drug test. A job is really difficult that's gonna carry those stipulations off for a random drug test is very hard to keep. I would also like to say, man, that I'm hoping community because I have a 5-month-old son and a 5-year-old daughter that
I don't know why people don't think about these things when they're picking up cases that they have children to support. Because you say your child is 5 and what else?
5-year-old daughter and a 5-month-old son.
All right, so 5 years old. And that means that you were placed on probation in 2023, correct?
Yes,
So if you do the math and you have a 5-year-old, that means that 5-year-old was in the world when you committed these offenses.
yes.
Okay. So why were you not thinking about your 5-year-old at that time when you were committing these offenses? That's what people do. People tend to come in and want to use their children as sympathy points when they were in the real world. I'm sure Their children did not see them for birthdays. They were not taking their children to the parks, taking to them to school and reading books. They were committing offenses. And now when it's probation time, that's when people want to bring their children out. It's similar to when people have done nothing to support their child through their school years, but the next time when their child walks across stage, they want to tell everybody and their mother, that's my baby. Or when you see all these celebrities who they say their father was never in their life, or either you see these people who are now basketball stars making millions of dollars. Here comes the no account father, no account mother who wants to say, that's my baby. I've always been there for them. And the child wouldn't even be able to pick them out of a lineup. And so now you're coming to me for sympathy because you have a 5-year-old and a 3-month-old. And I don't even 3-month-old, that means that in your situation where you're struggling, you decided to bring another child in this world that you cannot financially support and you don't have your life together. You did that. And are these children have the same mother?
Yeah.
All right. So she knew what she was doing. I don't understand it, but that's where we are. I don't think you're appropriate for probation. I'm not going to continue on probation. So does anybody want to speak to sentence? I'm going to revoke him in each cause number.
Judge, we would ask the court to minimize the prison time.
All right, this is what the court will do. In each cause number, the court is going to revoke. State, what are you asking for time?
8 years, Judge.
You go from 8 years to wanting him to be continued on probation? I mean, well, these are questions I'm asked. I'm just wondering what the thought process is because y'all say you want him to be continued on probation. I'm saying it's not appropriate. And now we're at 8 years. All right, why are we at 8 years?
That is his underlying sentence, and since Mr. Collins does not seem to be motivated to solve whatever problems that he has, the underlying sentence seems appropriate given the circumstances.
All right, in each cause number, the court is going to sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. The court will recommend the therapeutic community. And let me see if there's any restitution. All right, and both cause numbers will run concurrently. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in each cause number?
Yes.
All right. You do have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on community supervision. Because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. We can go off the record. Here's the thing with regards to the therapeutic community, you're going to have to request it. I have no jurisdiction over them to force you into the program, but you do have a drug problem. It's clear to the court that you have a drug problem. I've tried to help you solve that. You didn't take advantage of it. Once you're released from prison, if you cannot find a place to help you maintain your sobriety, come back here. If I'm still here, I'll pick up the phone, call the place that can help you. You understand?
Yes.
All right, good luck to you.
Um,
Yes.
What's it called? I was gonna ask, ma'am, did you say I give my back time too?
Yes, you'll get credit for any time that you've served. You're welcome.
Maybe excuse Judge.
He's such a pro at going to jail. He just wants to make sure he gets credit for time served. Just saw Kathy in the chat. I thought she'd be taking a nap right now. She streamed for like 2 hours straight. I've never seen someone put in that kind of dedication. Make sure everybody go by and thank Kathy and for all that she did. Tell her thank you for playing all of the content. That way I had to search today, but it's okay. I couldn't begin to tell you where she finds these judges at. So my content's not her content. She's the, I'm trying to think, what do they call it? Not the sheep. She's the, I don't know. She's something that references the best. I can't remember what it is. Well, welcome here and welcome to American Courts. Thank you guys for all y'all support for Kathy today. It was great to see the support for her. We got Judge O'Donnell, we got another Judge Boyd, and we got some Judge Fleischer. He had an exciting one in his court today that a lot of people in the audience got excited about. Mom got to talk to the judge, and so we're gonna get to talk about it tonight. Here we go. Let's go Judge O'Donnell.
All right,
Oh,
court is
hold on.
calling
I get to look-
2018.
I get to look for Judge O'Donnell then because it didn't want to go to it, but it's okay. I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. How about this? Like a
Thank you,
professional.
Judge. Before you this morning is case number 24 CR 1415, captioned State of Ohio versus Jeremy Thomas. Case was last before the court, Judge, on February 12th of 2025. At that time, the defendant pled guilty to 3 counts. Count 1 was a charge of operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drugs or a combination, a felony of the 4th degree, violation of ORC 4511-19A1A. Count 2 was a charge of unauthorized use of a vehicle, a felony of the 5th degree, violation of ORC 2913-02. It's a felony of the 5th degree because the victim was an elderly person. Count 3 was a charge of failure to stop after an accident, a misdemeanor of the 1st degree in violation of ORC 4549-02A. The defendant is present today in court with counsel. Mr. Watson, we are here for purposes of sentence.
Mr. Watson. Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. Mr. Thomas is a troubled man who's got an issue with drugs and alcohol, specifically alcohol with this particular case. My client admits it. In the pre-sentence report, I think he was pretty open and honest. He has a severe drinking problem. And unfortunately, he compounds that issue by continuing to choose to get behind the wheel of a car and operate it. Your Honor, my client, early on, when I met him, wanted to take responsibility for this. I believe he pled by way of information. He wanted to address this matter. The issue, the reason that this took as long as it did from the plea to today for sentencing is my client this entire time just felt that it wasn't even worth jumping through any more hoops, that because of his record, it was just automatic prison for him. Quite frankly, Your Honor, and I have not heard this from him, this is my own personal viewpoint assessment, but I think Mr. Thomas, quite frankly, has given up on life. And I think it's sad. I know while he was in our jail, he's made various threats for suicide. I know he's been put on suicide watch. I know initially we had a sentencing date about a month ago. He refused to cooperate with probation totally. He did reverse course on that, and at the very least cooperated with the probation department and Lake Geauga with their drug and alcohol assessment. Granted, yesterday NeoCap tried to interview him. He did refuse that. But Your Honor, my client, again, is a troubled man, and I know that there's mandatory time here with the OVI. I know that there's mandatory, that the court has the discretion between local time or prison time. With respect to the prosecutor, because I know we've had discussions on this, early on, we have a joint recommendation for 9 months on this case. However, yesterday afternoon, Mr. Thomas called me. I guess there was a glimmer of hope put under him that he might be eligible for treatment. And I think, Your Honor, I think that's what he needed to hear in life was that there might be something. And he called me at the end of the day. I had to leave a little early yesterday to take care of my kid, explaining this. So I want the court to hear it directly from Mr. Thomas, because I know he hasn't been very cooperative. I know his record is horrible. And I know under most circumstances, this court probably wouldn't even consider this request. But I think Mr. Thomas is sincere when he called me yesterday. I briefly spoke to him before Your Honor came out. He told me he's prepared to speak. So At this point, Your Honor, I'm going to ask the court to either consider what Mr. Thomas would like or the joint recommendation. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thomas, what do you want to tell me?
Your Honor, I just wanted to address the court and let it be known that I wasn't trying to not comply with my pre-sentence report. I just didn't have any hope that I would possibly get treatment or probation. And I spoke with the forensic psychologist, and she, after we had spoke, she told me that she was going to recommend 90 days in like Concord Pines or a treatment facility. And I asked her if possibly after that if I could go to a sober house, because I would like to get a home group and a sponsor so that I can stay sober, because I'm just worried about other people's well-being, and me behind the wheel of a vehicle is dangerous not only to myself but to everybody else around me that could possibly either get seriously injured or die. And I just don't want that to happen. So I'm willing to try to get some sobriety and change for other people's well-being as well as my own.
Didn't you just do the jail treatment program last fall?
That was a year ago in March, yeah.
Well, I think it was in the fall, but whatever. Okay, it was recent. So what did you do with the jail treatment program?
I successfully completed it.
What does
They
that
gave
mean?
me-
What does that mean, successfully completed it?
Well, I successfully completed it as far as when I got out, I was seeing Signature Health for my psych evaluations, and I saw a psychologist and she prescribed me medication, but it wasn't a full assessment, so I never got diagnosed with anything for the Abilify that they gave me. But they also gave me a booze bar for anxiety, which I do have social anxiety, and I think that's one of the reasons that I drink, is because it makes it easier for me to communicate with people.
And it keeps landing you. I assume all these theft convictions over the years.
Hold on a second. He just said he drinks because drinking makes it easier for him to socialize with people. Doesn't it do that for everyone? I was trying to figure out why he just told a judge thinking that was going to help him in his case. I drink because it makes me nicer and more fun to hang out with. So far, that's everyone I know that drinks.
Drugs and alcohol are tied in, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And the disorderly conducts,
Right.
it's all alcohol, yeah.
Okay, so why would this stop now, as opposed to the last 25 years?
I really haven't tried to get treatment any other time, Your Honor.
Well, you went to treatment. You went to the jail treatment. And now, I don't know how hard that is to complete successfully in their terms. I imagine you could do the minimal amount and then successfully complete it, right? So it really isn't successful. Okay?
No.
It checks a box for statistics for them, is all it does.
Yeah, it's only a 30-day program. It's not really helpful.
Why did you refuse to see NeoCab yesterday?
I don't believe they ever came to see me.
Thank you, Nancy.
Well,
They did.
They tried to see you and you refused to see him.
I don't remember. CO's never told me that anybody was.
When was that, Kim? Okay.
I don't. They never came and got me. The COs never came and got me to see NeoCamp.
So, well, I don't think Jan's making that shit up. Okay? She sees people all the time. And if there's, and I don't think there's a conspiracy with the guards against you.
No, but I would.
So you can't, what you've done the last 25 years hasn't worked, right? Because you keep going to prison.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So why is it magically going to work now if I go along with you?
Because I'm serious, and the other times I wasn't mature and an adult. I'm 41 years old, and I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I mean, the hit skip that scratched somebody's paint, someone could have got seriously injured, and it's just something that I don't want on my conscience. I lost my daughter in 2017. She got hit by a car and killed. And that really took me downhill with drinking. And I've been thinking about it, and I don't want that to happen to somebody else. As hard as it is for me to not drink, I think it's more important that I mean, I have other children too that need me, and I'm living my life in a bottle instead of being a father. So,
Well, you understand, I really can't help you. You understand that, right?
yes, sir.
I mean, whether I go along with what you want or not, I can't help you.
I know that, Your Honor.
So up until 4:10 yesterday, you just wanted to do the 9 months and get on with it, right?
No, I've been thinking about it since I originally was going to not do the pre-sentence report because I thought it was hopeless and I was just going to go to prison anyway. I've been thinking about it since then. I left a message while my attorney was on vacation for a week for him to come and see me, and I guess he was been too busy.
Hey, everybody, I just wanted to stop and give y'all a chance to read this message. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Buggy. Bougie. I don't know what your name is. Thank you, though, for the great comment. Thank you all for coming and watching the show. Kathy taught me everything I know. I was told to say that twice during this stream. So Kathy taught me everything I know, and I really appreciate all her help. Paid for by Fozzie.
To be able to do that, or I would have discussed it with him way before now. I finally got through to him on the phone yesterday, and I seriously did not have anybody come to see me from Neocamp. There's another Jeremy Thomas in the jail, and I don't know if they went and got the wrong Jeremy Thomas to go see them, because they came and got me to see an attorney that wasn't mine, and it was for the other Jeremy Thomas. So I'm being honest with you when I say no one came and got me to see Neocamp, or I would have went and at least seen them.
If I may, Your Honor, there is actually 2 Jeremy Thomases currently incarcerated, and there has been a mix-up when I've tried to meet with my client here.
All right, anything else you want to say?
No, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Rhoda?
We would just like you to adopt the recommendation, Judge, of 9 months in prison.
Okay. All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report and the drug and alcohol evaluation and the victim impact statement. I've listened to Mr. Thomas, Mr. Watson, Ms. Naroda. Considered all the factors in 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. So like I said, Mr. Thomas, there's nothing I can do that's going to help you. Nothing I can do. I mean, you've been around the block many times. We're in the jail treatment program and successfully completed that, whatever that means. But you didn't implement whatever it is you may or may not have learned while you were there. When did you have your mental health evaluation?
I met with a psychologist that prescribed me medication, and they were scheduling a full assessment, but that I never got a chance to go to.
When were you evaluated? How long ago was that? While you were in jail this time right now?
No, I got evaluated when I did the jail treatment program, and then I followed up with Signature Health when I got out.
And what was that follow-up like? What'd you do?
I went and saw the psychologist that prescribed me Booze Bar and Abilify, and they scheduled.
Do you remember the psychologist's name?
No, sir, I don't.
Okay, go ahead.
And they scheduled a full assessment that I never got a chance to make it to
Why didn't you make it?
because of ending up in jail for the third OVI charge.
For this one?
The one before this one, Your Honor.
The one in Painesville Municipal?
Yes, sir.
So when's the last time you took any medication?
Probably like 2022 or 3.
So what exactly, you can't stop drinking. What other problems do you have besides that?
Cocaine, but I don't, that's like not really a drug that I abuse a lot. That's when I drink, sometimes I use it.
What about the mental health? How long have you had problems with that?
The anxiety I've had pretty much my whole life. But since I've turned 40, I've been, I hear voices, and that's why they gave me the Abilify, but they never diagnosed anything, and that's what the full assessment was supposed to do, is they were going to diagnose what exactly was causing it.
Where do you live?
With my mother and my stepfather here in Painesville.
All right, I'm gonna place you on community control for 5 years. You're gonna serve 90 days in jail with credit for 17. The last 30 days, you're gonna be in the jail treatment program, complete it and follow the recommendations. And I guess completing it's the easy part. Paying attention and getting something out of it's the hard part. You figure out how you wanna play it. And you're going to go to NeoCap, you're going to get into that program, complete that program, and follow those recommendations. After that, you're going to go to either Concord Pines or Lake House, complete that program and follow recommendations. After you complete that, you're going to reside in a sober living facility for a minimum of 6 months. No drugs or alcohol with screens. You get a mental health evaluation and follow those recommendations, which means following up as they recommend. Going to go to at least 4 AA meetings a week and obtain a sponsor. You see only 1 doctor and 1 dentist and 1 pharmacist for medication. Take your medication as prescribed, sign releases for probation. And complete the decision points program and follow those recommendations and pay the cost and supervision fees associated with this case. Ms. Randallson, as to terms, anything else?
Your Honor, if he does the decision point in the jail, then it's gonna kind of be like double dipping, because it's gonna give the one time.
He needs a double dip.
You want the double dip?
Twice as good.
Okay.
Right? Do you understand the terms?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Any question about the terms?
No, sir.
Okay. I can't help you. I can make stuff available to help you if you want to be helped. If you violate, then state will file a motion to terminate your community control, and if I find you violated, you face 30 months in prison. You understand that?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And then if that happens, when you get out, you might be on post-release control for up to 2 years under the parole authority with conditions. If you violate their conditions, they could send you back to prison for up to 9 months for each violation, up to 1/2 of my sentence. If that violation is a new felony, you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation, the maximum of which is the greater of 12 months of the time left under post-release control. There's a mandatory fine in the amount of $1,350. And I'm going to suspend your driver's license for a period of 4 years. And one further term that I neglected, additional term, is that at the appropriate time, you're going to get a valid driver's license. Anything else, Ms. Naroda?
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Yep.
When I spoke with the probation department, I specified that not going to NeoCamp to them, and I don't know if they didn't mention that or not, or.
No, they mentioned it. They mentioned it. You know why you don't think you need that? Oh, go ahead and say what you want. I mean, I'm not going to change my mind. Go ahead and say what you want. Now, if you want to, you can just go over there, refuse to get into the jail treatment program, and then we'll come back. Or you can complete it, and then you can refuse to go to NeoCamp, and then we'll come back. Or you can get your shit together and do what we're suggesting you do so you don't keep ending up back here. But I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. It ain't my life, it's your life. Do whatever you want. Like I said, I can't help you. So you don't want to go to NeoCap. Then if you don't want to go to NeoCap, then when you're done over there, just refuse to go to NeoCap and we'll meet again. Or maybe you can try something different that will result in a different course for the next 25 years. But that's completely up to you. Ms. Naroda?
Was there a restitution, Mr. Hitchens?
Oh, yeah, $6,819.58. Anything else, Mr. Watson?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, we're adjourned. You see, now wait a minute, wait. Now, you understand something, Mr. Thomas, okay? They came in here working out a joint recommendation of 9 months in prison. Okay? You didn't want that, you wanted treatment, okay? Now, you can talk to Mr. Watson and he'll readily tell you that I really don't give a shit about joint recommendations, okay? I do what I think needs to be done under the circumstances, whether it's above the recommendation or below the recommendation, or if I think it's appropriate, the recommendation, okay? So I certainly don't care what you want, that you want to dictate to me the terms of what your probation is going to be, okay? Because I'll tell you as I sit here now, I think you blowing off NeoCap, okay, is going to land you right back here at the next available opportunity, which ain't going to be too long after you're free, okay? So I don't care what your recommendation is or what you want, okay? I'm doing what I think needs to be done, so you stop coming back here. But once again, do with it what you want.
All right, so that's it on that one. Someone made the comment about you can't knock the drink out of the hand. You certainly can't, and you can put them locked up. I think it's better than not to have the mandatory programs because they want to let people out early, and then whenever they want to let people out early, they don't because they hadn't finished the program. So it's good to have the programs, but it's also good to want to get better. But I guess it kind of who knows? You know, if someone knew the solution to addiction, they'd be rich. So
All right, the party's on Douglas Cup.
here's another Judge Boyd one. This one's
Court
an
is
interesting one
calling
too.
2025 CR 002754, State versus Douglas Cup. Can I have parties announced?
Warren Wolf for Mr. Cup.
And are you Mr. Cup?
Yes, I am.
By indictment, you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 grams to 4 grams. That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, off the record. Are you all in agreement with his receiving probation?
Yes.
Any objection to the court checking that box?
No.
All right, so what's happening with all of the other things that were found in the vehicle, the body armor and the gun?
The gun is part of the plea bargain, Judge, and we need to go down to County 11 after we're finished here as part of the plea.
All right, and also the body armor? Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so do you have any children?
I do.
What are their ages?
18, 17, 15, 12, 1.
And do you have contact with them?
I do.
Do they live with you?
Yes, my their grandparents right now.
All right, so that means that you're not taking care of them. It's the grandparents. Are they the paternal or maternal grandparents?
Mother or father?
Father.
Okay. So basically, you continue to have children and they're taking care of them. Is Child Protective Services involved in your life? Where's the mother of the children?
She's not in the picture.
She has a 1-year-old and she's not in the picture.
It's not the same.
All right, so that mother, where is she?
She's actually incarcerated.
All right, so the mother of the 1-year-old is in prison or in jail?
No, she's here.
All right, in jail.
No, she's not. Not the 1-year-old. I have 4 with one with the previous
Okay.
and 1 with my new spouse.
Oh, and so she's here today? Where? Oh, where's the 1-year-old?
She's with family.
All right, so basically the mother is raising children. I never,
That watching her judge.
yeah. All right, so I never understand. And who is this young person here in the courtroom?
That's my son.
All right, how old are you?
17.
All right, what are you doing with your life? Are you in school or not in school? Graduate? What are you doing? All right, why are people bringing children down here to see somebody who is in jail for drugs like this is somebody that people should be looking up to when he should be in school? Is school out? Is this an excuse day for him to come down and see this person be sentenced? Is he excused from class? Is he missing math? Is he missing science? Is he missing English literature? Why is he here? Why would you bring your child down here to see him be sentenced for committing a crime that your son should not even be around because he's committed a crime and according to the police report, he's a gang member? This is somebody that you think is the great person to put in your children's life. I don't understand that. He should be at school. He's missing class. Why are people just staring at me like I'm saying something that is unheard of? Do children not go to school anymore? He's getting behind because he's here in court to watch this person get sentenced. And he should be at school studying. What are his grades? Is he doing well in school? Is he doing any extracurricular activities? Did he tell his teacher that he was going to be out because he's here to watch him get sentenced? Is this his biological father? Yeah. So why is he in school? And you should have told him, don't come down here. You need to be in school. I don't understand that. And then what ends up happening? People drop out of school and then they come in and you know what they come to court and tell me? Well, you know, my father's been to prison. My father did drugs. My father's a gang member. And all these mothers are out here holding these men up as paragons of society for their children to look up to. And then having children with them that are one. Knowing their history, I do not understand that. But he's too young to be in court. And if people want to visit him, I know they don't do person-to-person jail visits anymore. You can only do it on phone. That's where he needs to see him. And when you get when you're out of custody, spend time with your children instead of just having them show up and want to be in their life when you're in court and you need them for sympathy. So he can step out of the courtroom. Thank you. So they have you listed as a gang member in here. What's this about?
For a small period of time, I was in a motorcycle club.
No, it says Bandito's gang member.
It's a club, Your Honor.
All right. When's the last time you had employment?
I'm self-employed.
Doing what?
I move mobile homes. I have a trucking company.
All right. And is that registered?
I would have given everything for him to say he was self-employed selling drugs. Just once, like, we're gonna be honest about it.
It's an LLC.
All right. This is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you, find you guilty, sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 8 years, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to want a gang evaluation done. So when's the last time you used?
Your Honor, I don't use.
All right, so these drugs that were in the vehicle belong to somebody else?
Yes, they do.
The mother of your children?
Yes, they do.
All right, so, and that's the lady here, another one?
Oh, yeah, my wife,
Oh, so you have your wife and your girlfriend.
my ex-wife, Your Honor.
And so recently you were with your wife.
Long story.
Oh, I know it's a long story. So you're cheating on your wife with your girlfriend or your girlfriend with your wife, and she's here for you. But okay. What's your wife's name? Jasmine Pettis?
Jaslyn.
Jaslyn. There should be no contact with Jaslyn
I'm
Pettis.
sorry.
Yes.
That's his
Jesse.
current,
Oh, that's the current girlfriend.
correct.
Who
The
is your
former
wife?
girl is,
Or is she just your girlfriend?
Jesse Solis.
Is that just your girlfriend or did you all get
That's my
married?
wife. We got married.
All right, so no contact with the wife, Jesse
Solis.
Solis, that he is still currently in a relationship with. That's why it's in her car with her drugs. So tell the girlfriend he's still in a relationship with her. And, you know, that shakes out the way it shakes out. Either she's the number one girlfriend or not. That's what he's doing. So no contact with Jesse Solis, no unsupervised contact with minors. UA hotline. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. All right, we can go off the record. Let me just tell you something. Probation is very difficult. And if you are going to have a wife and a girlfriend and you're secretly still in a relationship with both of them, your probation is going to get very difficult, even more difficult. You know why? Because if something goes on in your household where there's an argument, you're cheating, and you're not letting them know, you know what's going to end up happening? They're going to call your probation officer and you're going to be reported for whatever issues are going on in your household. So you're going to have to make a decision so your children are not confused. Either you're going to be with your wife or either you're going to be with the new girlfriend. For some reason, the new girlfriend decided to hang her moon and her stars on you. So you're going to have to be a better person. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
In order to be successful in this court, communication is key. Let probation know if you have any issues. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court. You understand?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you.
Judge, we need to go down to 11. The
Oh,
bailiff can,
the deputies are in charge of that.
I just wanted to. put
Thank
that-
you.
After they're done.
All right, that was that one. We've got Judge Fleischer. We got today he had some interesting hearings. I missed them. So there was a guy with one eye. I don't know what happened there. Maybe boring. There was another one that got fussy, and then somebody did something. So here we go.
Judge, I do need to let you know something, before we begin. This client had, I can't remember what kind, he was a victim of a violent crime. And he understands what's going on, but you might need to slow down a little bit right now. Thank you.
Okay, what is his last name?
Hernandez, and it's Anthony, Your Honor. He has 2 cases.
Mr. Hernandez.
Buenos días, señor.
Good morning,
Was
sir.
charged with 2 very serious cases. You were charged with driving while intoxicated. You were also charged with tampering with a government record. You just had a tampering dismissed 2 weeks ago, and now you have another one. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you. On the tampering case, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. On your DWI, you are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
On March 16th, 2025, an officer observed a vehicle and ran the tag that observed and which was found to have no return. A traffic stop was initiated. The officer observed the event with slow roll and missed multiple opportunities to safely pull over. The officer made contact with the defendant and observed the odor of alcoholic beverage in the vehicle. The officer also observed two 40-ounce glasses of Modelo open and a quarter consumed.
Drinking while driving?
Yes, sir.
The officer requested the defendant exit the vehicle and the defendant was detained. There's been declined to answer any questions and certain sobriety tests were conducted. The officer observed 6 out of 6 on the HGN, 5 out of 8 on the walk return, and 2 out of 4 on the one leg stand. The defendant consented to a breath test, and the results of which were 0.135 and 0.133. While at JPC, the defendant admitted that the identification card he provided was fictitious. The officer reviewed the identification card and the identification card had a fictitious date of birth, and his first name was listed as his middle name. The card had no fault. It was also very flimsy, and the lettering was not consistent with normal federal identification.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I would hope that you recognize it's damn elementary that you're not to have alcohol in the car while you are driving. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is. If I find that you drive, I will have a contempt of court hearing. You could be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. You are not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Is he here on an asylum claim? Does he have status here?
Judge, I'm not sure if asylum is the right word, but he does have an avenue through immigration based on him being the victim of the violent crime.
Not in this country with permission, and you go to jail. What happens?
What was the question? Please.
¿Qué pasa si tú andas a la cárcel y inmigración te encuentra? ¿Qué pasa?
I think he said, hold on a second.
That's
All right, everybody. So those of you in the audience who don't speak Spanish, he said, cut it out. That's what I think he said.
what you need to think about when you're out there in the free. You're ordered now not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm going to put a monitor on you so I know that you're not consuming. This is the promise that you're going to be signing with me, Mr. Hernandez. And I want you to understand, I will do everything in my power to protect my public at all costs. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Seguro. Yes, sir.
If you were here because you were a victim, or if you were a victim of a violent crime, you have no clue what happens in our jails on a daily basis. There are some parts of the jails that are so bad, officers won't even go. Keep that in mind when you're out there, because if I find that you break any of these bond conditions, I will put you in jail. And if you're unlucky enough, you will get a detainer and you will sit there and you will be stuck like Chuck until these cases are over with. And then you get shipped off to immigration. You get no more warnings from us. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but you're ordered not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to randomly test you. For now, I will have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, you will get with breach off of your bond conditions. After that, you'll be free to go. Be very careful. No more warnings, Mr. Hernandez. Okay, thanks. For the time being, I'm going to put a scram on him, so I know that he's not using. I'll pay for it so that it doesn't come out of his pocket.
Thank you, Your
I did. Yeah, there's one up there. Okay, and then if a while passes and there are no issues, come back and talk to me, but I want to make sure that he's not using.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning,
Hey, please.
Is this case up?
Yeah, let me give me 1 second. Hold on.
Sorry.
You ready? 255-9578.
95 from you?
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, Ms. Schlossberg. Tell me, sir, how are you?
Very well. I'm here for Francisco Hernandez.
In jail or on bond?
He's on bond.
Oh, he's got a bond violation.
Yes,
Do
Judge.
you mind having him approach, please?
And Judge, there is a representative from the bonding company here in court.
Failed to go test when you were ordered to test. I'm sending you now for a drug and alcohol test and you're to come back. If you ever miss again, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? Okay, I'm sending him now for a test. He has to come back. All right. Take a seat, sir.
And then I'm gonna have pre-file clauses on this right.
Good morning, Judge.
It's so great to see you. What's new? Please.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Mr. Kevin Diaz, I think he had him last week and his bond was revoked. He originally had a theft and then got charged with a possession.
Oh, he's
Yes.
still in, huh?
Yes, Judge, he cannot make that amount. Now, the thing is.
You bring him out? Yes.
Yes. With the possession, it's a bit iffy. We don't have a lot of information on that possession, and based on my client said, and what the DIM says, are two completely different things. I'm going to review the video.
Sir, my problem is that he's allegedly slinging, you know?
Sorry?
He's allegedly slinging, you know? That's my big problem, is that, you know?
I mean, just based on even on the DIMS, it wasn't his car. He had nothing on his person. He was just getting off of work. If you look at least part of the video that we did see, he was coming straight up from work. He had his work regalia on. So he wasn't driving. It's a bit.
Is the other person doesn't take it, does it?
According to him, she does. Her name is Jasmine, but we don't see that on the report. We don't even see her name on the report. If he's getting
Somehow they
arrested.
link it to him, I don't know, I don't remember.
It to the marijuana?
Yeah.
The marijuana, it's linked to him now because it's found, there's been found in the passenger seat of the vehicle. And when they searched the vehicle, marijuana is located on the front passenger floorboard, the pocket satchel. And the defendant has been the marijuana being used.
Pocket set. He says he did not. According to him, she did. So that's why I'm waiting on body camera.
To me, I have a full head of hair.
She said.
He said, no. How's jail?
Works bad. Terrible.
Good. It's not supposed to be fun. You know, the idea is that you actually listen and hear and understand, hey, we mean business, because when you don't, this is what happens. You now know you have no one in this world that's going to pony up the $500 it would take to get you out. When you're out there in the free world, these are the things that you think about, because if not, disastrous consequences. People lose cars, houses, apartments, because they're stuck like Chuck. Where do we go from here?
I would ask for a PR bond. I would ask for a PR bond. He just doesn't have the funds to make it. He does work at Dave's Chicken and at minimum wage, he's not even able to get that out. So, and I am court appointed on his end. So we would ask for a
Okay,
PR bond.
what say you?
Judge, we're gonna be opposed to the go around just because this is the second charge within a matter of 5 months.
Yeah, it's like, the thing is that it's 3 months.
He was going to defer to the court.
Okay. I mean,
And he has been in jail for a few days, Judge. If he was taking a time served, he'd get it, but I think that we just need.
I wouldn't take it. I'm not gonna take it. I wouldn't.
Just
You know,
saying.
here's the thing, you're charged with theft. The weed, it's the theft I'm concerned about, because when you're branded a thief and you're branded a thief for life, it's over. No one hires thieves, no matter where you go, no matter what, you could have a shining star over your head. Don't matter, because you're branded a thief. They don't hire thieves. They don't give apartments to thieves. You want to buy a new car? They're not going to give it to you when you're a thief. They don't, because
So-
they know.
We're still looking at surveillance videos on that, which we don't have. That once again, the stories are just not aligning. Without videos, I can't really make a judgment either way. So we're waiting on surveillance videos on that.
we are still waiting on surveillance video, Your Honor. I don't have it on. It looks like there was a subpoena. That may be a shortcoming on our end, Your Honor. We may not have.
If you can be creative in a way that we can ensure he's going to stay out of trouble, then I'm all ears for another PR bond. But be creative in how we can, when people have too much time on their hands, they become self-destructive. And you start doing things you shouldn't be doing, hanging out with people you shouldn't be hanging out with. Not well, I'm hanging around with the wrong people. Maybe you are the wrong person and it's going to get this other person in trouble. So I want to let you out, but I don't want you to pick up a third case. And I want to find a way that we know you're not going to pick up a third case. You're going to stay out of trouble and you're not going to use marijuana. So if you can be creative and show me how we can do that, I'm all ears.
Yes, Judge.
So the ball's in your court. Let me know. I am down,
Come back.
but somehow we have to work a plan that you're not going to pick up any new cases.
Sounds good, Judge.
Show me. Yep.
Thank you, Judge. Maybe it's.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Sims.
All right, so this is to show you how bad I am at this. I was at work today, so I didn't really get to see much of Judge Fleischer. And just the fact that this guy has his eye all messed up, I wanted to see what was going on here. So I threw this one in here. If this guy is boring, just blame Linus. But I was just curious if his eye had something to do with the story.
Something else. Yeah, yes. I don't need to come back here. You don't need to come back here. I won't be back here. That's good. That's good. That's good. You've never been in trouble in 27 years of this, you know. But alcohol is good. What alcohol is good. Oh, that's huge. Alcohol.
Do you mind printing it out for me?
I get the whole idea why eye patches would be skin colored, but I think it just makes it creepier for me. I think I would do better with just a black eye patch or a white gauze eye patch or something. Something about it being skin colored just makes it a little odd. Okay, Linus, thank you for that. I've never seen them. To me, they all look the same, so I never noticed.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Is there anything that, you get any eligible, so the first probation is not for DWI, sir. Gotcha.
No, you know, Mr. Proctor, I told you that I wanted to follow whatever the TRAS said, you know, and shh. And I'm gonna stick to that, you know. Sometimes I'm surprised by what the findings are, but I trust them to make the right decisions, and I hope that you. So here, they recommended medically assisted treatment to address the alcohol abuse or dependency. That means that you have to go to a doctor, right? The problem is that we can't pay for that.
Right.
I can't pay for that. When it's on the outside, if it's here where they would have recommended like residential or something of this nature, I would pay for it for you. I can't pay for this. So you're going to be expected to do this on your own. You know, the other thing that they're recommending is intensive outpatient treatment followed by supportive outpatient treatment, which I think at a minimum should be done, because the idea is that you learn from this, because something is going on and the coping mechanisms that are being used, that you're used, they're just not good, because we don't want another death. We don't want you to make some kind of decision that has a lifelong consequence, that where you end up in orange for the next 50 years, you know? Are you working at this time? Well, obviously not right now, but were you?
Yes,
What were you doing?
I worked at an equipment shop. Rental equipment yard.
Do you still have that?
I probably not.
Hey, I guess we need to give him some time, you know. Can we apply for TAP funding for him? Okay, I'm gonna try to apply to get stuff paid for you, because I know that there's some, you know, funding that is available for people if they qualify, and I think you do. You have to understand, in this life, you don't have anyone that's going to bond you out. When you're out there, if you make the wrong decision, you're stuck, as you now see, you know, really, it's not that hard. Now, what we're doing is you're pleading guilty to the DWI. The DWI is going to go on your record. They're going to dismiss the terroristic threat, but you need to understand that forever and a day, if you get pulled over, what does an officer do? They first look at your record. If they see that you have a prior DWI, they roll up to your window and they smell alcohol or dope. It's probably not going to go well for you. And now, after today, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
The agreement that you have worked out is a 1 year in Harris County Jail to be probated for 15 months. You must do, is this a true first?
I believe so.
Or Proctor, if you don't mind looking at
Yes,
it,
sure.
please.
This is a true post, John.
Okay, so it's 1 year in jail to be probated for 15 months. You must do a DWI education class, 2 victim impact panels. Well, we've already done the TRAS, so these are the conditions. You've already done the TRAS, so that's not a need. No drugs, alcohol, substance abuse treatment. No breath test refusal. If you are pulled over, an officer asks you to submit a breath test, you must do it while you're on this probation. Can you look at him, see if his license is down? No, you must maintain a guardian interlock and 25 hours of community service. Do you have any children? Okay. If you do a parenting class, I will waive the community service for you.
He is not eligible.
Your license is not eligible. It got suspended, so you cannot drive at this time. So One of the conditions I'd like is for him to get his license back. Your license got suspended because of an administrative license hearing versus DPS, and I can have Mr. D explain that to you. You were giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement, Mr. Proctor. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you accept this agreement, you are stuck with this. If you ever have a problem while you're on this probation, you can always come back and talk to us. We can work through anything. If you just take off, that's about the worst thing that you can do. If you pick up a new case, that's about the worst thing that can happen. What about the complaining witness and the terroristic threat? Who is that?
The complaining witness in the terrorist threat, Your Honor, is. So it's he was not filed as a family household.
Do we know, did you have the rip done? Do we know if she wants to have contact with him or no?
Do go to the family moment, Your Honor, proceed. Complainer says she's filed contact because she doesn't believe that if harm happened.
Okay, just so that we'll just add no threatening or harassing contact with the complaining witness and the terroristic threat. Just be mindful, what is threatening or harassing doesn't matter what you think, it's what she perceives. All right? How do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm gonna find you guilty. I will follow the agreement, waive all his fees. I'm gonna waive all your fees. It's never about the money. I don't care about the money. Just do what you say you're gonna do it well, so we don't see you again. All right, good luck.
Coming back to the private license, yes.
Okay.
So I think that's a great comment, Tanya. So he can always say he didn't see the stop sign. I was watching something and a lawyer was able to prove that at 174, the driver could not see the 45-mile-an-hour sign. I don't know how the case worked out, but just the fact that he would make that argument is odd. So I guess you could make the argument he couldn't see the stop sign. It's looking through the wrong eye.
4 times.
Read. There is this third one that we really.
Oh, hey.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
On Mr. Diaz. Yes, Judge. I can fix that.
Well, I see the knowledge of the body cam. From what I saw, I don't see the ability of this.
Mr. Abdul.
Well, I know you're not gonna, but it's the fact of having all that. You're not gonna see it.
I think it's on his car, he's in the passenger seat, there's driver. From what I understood, that's how a statute violation there is marijuana. But all those other facts that I saw, that I represented to you, I didn't want to mischaracterize that as though he's the one doing it because I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
There is the allegation that they do find the bag and the shake.
Where do they find the baggies and the scales?
The scales was on the driver's side, the vacuum bag was on the passenger floor, but it did give the other defendant a diversion program off the back. So she, from that onset, it looks like she says, these are mine. So she made some.
So they charged her with possession of marijuana too?
Well, they didn't charge her, they just gave her a diversion program, which I don't, it doesn't amount to a charge necessarily. I think it's a pre-charge.
Now, I remember that. That was back in the day that they used to do. That was like very, very, very like right when the first administration, that was like right at 18, they used to do that. And I haven't.
My client, I don't know, but.
Because he's on bond for theft. And he's, they didn't find weed on her, did they?
They didn't see white meat on anyone that was in the car.
It's in his satchel.
He says satchel is not his. He just had a banana in his pocket and something else, but he's saying nothing was his, whereas she's saying that.
The satchel he came in.
The officer says we found it in his bag. I don't know if I didn't hear any admission that the bag's his necessarily.
So what do you think?
Well, Your Honor, I would
Give him another PR bond?
say refer to the court.
which is no opposition.
So now, how do we ensure that he doesn't pick up another case? What is he doing with himself?
He does work. I did talk to pretrial and probation, although they cannot force anyone to do anything, they can monitor if they've done it or not. So I'm thinking an effective decision-making class, simply because he may not know what to do. And those courses tend to help in some situations. So if he takes that class and then he shows proof of it, at the very least, that's time he's using to not be in other people's car. And according to my client,
Deputy Chigon, do you mind bringing out Mr. What's his name again?
Diaz,
Mr. Diaz, please. Thanks.
And Your Honor, if I may, from what I remember, it's saying on Friday or whenever it's called, but he said he was getting read from work, and I can't verify that in the video he's wearing a shirt.
the bus stopped running at the time she was picked up.
You got him on your side. It's just him. You got him working for you now. That's funny. Is he in school? What is it? Did he graduate from high school? What's he doing now?
I believe he does have his GED, but he is just working at this point in time.
So right now, telling the
What do you want to do with the rest of your life?
Trying, Your Honor. I really trying.
I'm trying. I don't believe it. What, you're not answering my question. What do you want to do with the rest of your life?
I want to get better. I want to be, helping community. I want to run a business. I do want to do good by my life.
I'm not asking you to tell me what you think I want to hear.
No, sir.
What I'm trying to get at is, you're, how old are you, what, 19?
No, 28.
28. You have your whole life ahead of you. And it was time to think about what you want to do with your life 10 years ago at 18, because now is when you start working hard, gaining knowledge so that you do something, because this life really, really sucks without money. The divorce rate in this country is so high because people don't have money and they sit and they argue about money because they can't buy stuff, they can't do this. One person is using money to do that when they don't have it. The only way you get that is by gaining knowledge, going to school, either getting a degree or working your way so well that you end up with a good job. I mean, there's one or two Jeff Bezos in this life, right? But I don't want to just keep you in the jail for keeping you in jail. But we have to figure out what we're going to do with you so you don't end up as another statistic. That's what I would like. And I'm going to tell you now, I will give you another PR bond, but I promise you it's your last. You will not get another one. Do you understand? I'm going to test you 50 days from today. If I find that you smoking weed again, into jail you will go. And this time, and I'm telling you, I will not take a plea on your theft case just for you to get out. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to let you ruin your life. We will wait it out and play it out until it happens the right way. Do you understand?
Sir.
Now, what are you doing on a daily basis?
Like right now, I just got my apartment, so I have to keep up the rent, so I'm going to work right now.
How many hours you work in a week?
Out 40.
I think that Ms. Chisholm had a good plan on working on how to go forward. I don't want you out in the middle of the night. I don't want you hanging out with this person that you got arrested with. And don't use dope. If I find that you're using, it's really just not going to go well for you. You pick up a new case, it's not going to go well for you. I won't give you another one. You understand? Okay? All right. Done, Ms. Chisholm. All right. Take care. Smith. All right. Hey.
I'm approaching again on Francisco Hernandez.
Okay.
Came back.
What was the last name again?
Hernandez.
Hernandez, that's right. You mind bringing him up, please?
Yes, so Your Honor, did, I do understand that, the drug test did come back positive. I would ask that the court not revoke his bond, or if it does, to set it.
So who would have guessed his drug test would come back positive? I'm absolutely surprised. I never would have thought it would have come back positive. I guess people will surprise you every day.
A low amount. And the reason for that is, first of all, this is just a first violation. I'd also ask the court to consider that Mr. Hernandez's mother is waiting outside in the hallway with his baby sister. Whatever the bond is, she's going to pay it. So any amount of bond, it's really just going to punish her. So we would just ask.
I don't even know what he tested positive for.
According to pretrial services, it's THC and alcohol, Judge.
Can you tell me about the felony case that he has, please? Because I don't remember what it is.
The felony case is a tipping case, Your Honor. On January 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer was dispatched to a discharged firearm call in a residence. A resident told the law enforcement officer that she heard shots and then saw a green four-door vehicle speed away. Law enforcement officer found a vehicle that matched the description parked illegally in the same residential area. As the law enforcement officer pulled up behind the car, multiple males exited, and the law enforcement officer activated his light and sirens, and the males began to obey on foot for approximately 100 yards until the law enforcement officer was detained. A resident videoed the defendant toss weapon in front of the residence and see videoed on foot. The gun was recovered, and the defense clothing matched that of the male who tossed the weapon.
So the felony was that he tossed the weapon.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the evading is he just takes off because of this.
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you go grab Mom, please? Do you need a translator?
No.
I kind of wonder if I was supposed to blur out that kid. Nobody noticed that kid. I don't want to get in trouble for that kid being there.
Give it up.
That kid is funny as hell though. It was just so I could start going, Mom, 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 Mom. Never wanted to go through a live stream so quick.
I had that fever, Donner.
Thank you. Look, what do you say?
Your son is charged with 2 serious felonies.
Yes.
And I'm trying to do everything in my power. I'm trouble. I have ordered him not to use drugs or alcohol, and he's testing positive for drugs or alcohol. How do I get it to stop?
Is there, I mean, when he had the monitor, everything was okay. I'm gonna be very honest with you. When he had the monitor, everything was fine. He wasn't going anywhere. And I think that's what kept him on track. But right now, without the
Someone
monitor,
take it off?
as soon as they took it off, he just felt like, I guess, it wasn't a big of a deal to him, probably. I mean, he's still a kid. And I don't, like I told him, it's not that, like, I know you think it's easy or whatever, but it's not. It's really serious what you're going through right now. And I tried to get him to understand that.
My only issue is that I'm gonna put on him now. He knows that he violates and mommy's just gonna bond him out.
Oh, no.
And he's gonna sit here and,
He already
I'm gonna do whatever I want because mommy's gonna bond me out.
I talked to him, I go, this is the first and last time I'm helping you. And I support him with everything, and he knows it, whether he's right or wrong. He's my kid, I'm gonna support him. But if he's wrong, of course, I'm gonna let him know and make him see and understand why he's wrong. I'm not the type of person that's gonna be like, oh, no, it's okay, don't worry about it. No, because it's not okay, what he's doing is not okay.
Help me help you. I'm trying to do everything in my power to keep you from getting a 25-year sentence because you're hanging out with the wrong people.
Agree.
When someone shoots a gun, the bullet goes up, it goes down, it ricochets. Let me give you a piece of perspective. If I say, hey, Mr. Hernandez, help me out. I need some money because my mom needs to go on operation. I'm gonna go hit up this bank. And I say, hey, come on. All you gotta do is drive. I'm gonna go get it, and then we're gonna go out. You didn't know this, but I go in there and I kill 4 cops, right? And then I run out to the car. I got a big bag of money. We take off. You drive me out. Who gets charged with capital murder?
Both.
It's called the law of parties. You didn't know that I was going to do that. Had you known, you wouldn't have gone. But if you're hanging out with a bunch of people and they're shooting guns and it ricochets and it kills someone, who gets charged?
Everybody. He knows that.
You are making
Never said
decisions.
anything for him.
You are 18 years old and you are not allowed to use. I have made that a condition of your bond. And I'm going to tell you now, the next time you violate any of my condition, I'm going to make your bond so high, you're going to have hair falling out. Do you understand? I don't care. Jesus is here with you. The next time. You understand? So I'm now going to put a monitor on your ankle so I know that you're consuming alcohol. And I'm also giving you a curfew. If I find that you're out in the middle of the night, I'm going to rip you a new one. Do you understand? This system will not fail you. And I'm going to stay on top of it until you do start doing right. Is he in school? What is he doing?
He's in school and he works. When there's no classes during the week, he works. But on Saturdays, he does work. Every Saturday, he works.
Okay.
They leave the house between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m.
What?
Yeah, because he has to live with his dad. His dad goes there.
Oh, okay, so he's going with dad?
Yeah, he goes with dad.
Wonderful.
And he comes back with dad, or I pick him up if he
Okay,
works early.
I want to give him a curfew.
Okay.
I will go with whatever you think is appropriate. Okay?
Whatever you want, I'm okay with.
I just don't want him out in the middle of the
Oh, me
night.
neither.
As long as you're working, as long as you're. But if you're clowning with friends, it's not going to happen. So any of the co-defendants that in this case, no hanging around with, you will get tested 50 days from today. If I find that you're still using,
That's beautiful.
you know what's going to happen. You know what the expectation is.
Yes.
You now know you have no one to bond you out. So that the next time you make a decision out there that's not a good decision, you will be stuck like Chuck. Do you understand? Okay? I don't like to put people in jail for the sake of putting people in jail. I want to ensure that we're all on the same page. And that's why I wanted you here. So I know that you and I are on the same page. As long as you're happy, I'm happy.
Yes.
Whatever you need, all you need to do is let me know, here, you mind giving. So if you ever need anything,
so much.
just let us know and we're there for, if he starts acting a fool because anything, if he's not telling you, if you tell him to jump and he doesn't say how high, just call me and let me know.
I've never had an issue with that. My issue is always like right now, you know, just him leaving the house and not saying anything. That's my only issue. But other than
You
that,
don't have permission to do that anymore.
he's not a disrespectful kid. He makes bad choices. Like I tell him, you guys are not dumb. Yeah, choose the wrong crowd, make the wrong decisions. But other than that, I mean, I've never had an issue with him, to be honest.
You speak Spanish. You understand Spanish? Dime con quién andas, yo te digo quién eres.
Very true.
That's what life is. Okay, we're good.
We're good.
Okay, thank you, Mom.
Thank you. Come on, baby.
May I be excused?
Yes, sir. I have to wait until pretrial releases you.
Levanta ese y tíralo a la basura. No, hermana, got it. Go, 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 go.
Ready? Yes, ma'am.
All right, and that is done with us tonight. I haven't had a chance to update the ending credits, but I promised to get to them. We didn't do it with Judge Fleischer Court because we wanted to go straight over to Kathy and support her. Make sure to go check her out, support her. She had a great stream today, and she can feel the love of everybody. So thank you so much for taking care of her. And we're going to get out of here. We'll see you tomorrow morning with Judge Fleischer.